much more than just the meme stuff. It's so much more than just twins.
Yeah.
And I wish that we saw more of the actual, like, talented, the massive talent guy in this movie. Because that stuff is honestly more interesting and entertaining than the meme stuff.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
Because that's him actually performing.
Yeah. So I hope... I knew that we were going to get mostly, you know, the silly Rage Cage guy, because it's that kind of movie, of course. And, you know, that's what people like. But I thought there would be a little bit of insight, more of an insight into him as an actual person.
Yeah.
But I knew also that he is kind of cagey about revealing too much about himself. Haha, sorry.
Haha.
So I also thought, like, how much is he actually going to tell us? I don't think we're going to get to know too much.
No.
But whatever. I don't know. Hello, and welcome to the Spoilercast, the show where we talk about movies and we don't care about spoiling them, even though they are brand new. Like the movie is today. We're going to talk about in a little while. But first, my name is Tobias, and with me as always is my sister and trusty co-host, Rebecca.
Hello.
Hello, and this is a bit of a special one, because, yes, we're talking about the brand new, well, at least here in Sweden. I actually don't know when it came out, if it's been out in other countries. But for us, it's brand new. I mean, it's literally not out yet. The movie, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. The fake Nick Cage... not biopic, but you know, it's the real Nicolas Cage playing a fake version of Nicolas Cage sort of movie. Yeah, you know, the one, the meme movie, basically, which he has been doing press for now for weeks and months, it feels like. We get a chance to see it early here in Sweden, the 25th of April. It's coming.
Yes.
It's coming up.
29th is the premiere date.
29th.
In Sweden,
yes, we saw it about a week early.
Yeah.
Well, I guess 4 days, but
beginning of the week instead of end of the week.
Yeah. And I was very excited about that because maybe you don't know, but I run a completely different podcast called Madness in the Method, where me and my co-host on that show, Christopher, talks exclusively about Nicolas Cage and his movies. We've been doing it for quite a while now, and even so, you know, I've always been a fan of Nicolas Cage, but after doing this and doing all the research for that show, for a long time now, almost a year, I've built up quite a reverence for the man as a performer, as an actor. So I was very, very excited to see this movie, since it is more of a meta kind of movie.
Yeah.
And also, if you want to check out that show, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's on the same channel. Just look for the Madness in the Method, and you'll find it. Or if you're listening on any other of our the vast amount of podcast platforms we're on, it's on all the same platforms. Just look for Madness in the Method, and you'll find it. There are, of course, links also down below.
Personally,
anyway, oh yeah,
I was not too excited because I'm not a major fan of Nicolas Cage. I haven't seen a lot of his work. I mean, I've seen some of it when I was younger.
You've seen the big mainstream ones, the
National
late 90s
Treasure,
movies.
Face Off,
yeah,
basically.
Exactly.
Not knowing who he was, really, to be honest. But I mean, it looked cool, and I've heard you talk a lot about him lately. So
yeah,
I was like, yeah, this could be fun. It could be interesting having him play himself.
Yes. But I gotta say, even before we saw the movie, first time I heard about it, it's been talked about a while now. I think it was delayed a lot because of the pandemic. Because I think I heard about this like 2 years ago or something, or at least a year ago. They started talking about that title. The title's very funny. That the title is basically, he's massively talented, and oh, woe is him for being so talented, basically.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I was like, oh, that's really funny that they're doing that. But then when the trailer started coming out, there was this whole there was this whole separate B plot where he is basically a CIA spying on this guy played by Pedro Pascal, who is allegedly a gun
drug
runner,
cartel
mafia
or something?
guy,
I don't know.
cartel guy, yeah. And that sounded like, it's gonna get in the way of the movie, and the fun Nicolas Cage stuff. And now having seen it,
sort of,
yeah. Because spoilers, I did not like this very much. It wasn't terrible, but I didn't like it a lot. What did you think of it?
It wasn't what I expected. I mean, I wasn't super like, oh my god, it's gonna be the most amazing movie ever, obviously. But I did imagine it would be slightly different.
Yeah, because we talked. You didn't want to say when we were walking home from the theater, but
we save our thoughts.
Yeah. What did you?
Cat. Sorry. I expected.
What did you expect? Yeah.
More of what we see, like the beginning being him, basically.
Yeah.
And I thought that the whole him going to this party and just being a celebrity for hire would be just that.
Yeah.
Then when you saw the CIA stuff in the trailers, it's like, well, but he'll still be himself, right? He won't like go into character as the spy. No, he'll be Nicolas Cage, right? That could be kind of funny, I suppose, because even though, like, I didn't know if he does all his stunts himself or whatever usually. So I was like, maybe he'll just be terrible at it because he's older now either way. So, like, whatever. Could be fun. But yeah, that's not exactly what happens. It's sort of what happens.
Yeah.
But then they kind of, I don't know, they kept going with it and going further and further and further. I'm like, can you stop?
Yeah, I gotta say, all the stuff where he is the spy stuff is that was fucking like that was a snooze fest. I literally
you
had to kept nudging me in the end because I was completely zoned out.
Yeah,
during the end because I was just like the movie ends with a car chase. Everything is revealed.
In the trailer.
Yeah, it's in the trailer, but everything is revealed. Pedro Pascal finds out about Nicolas Cage working with CIA. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. We're spoiling this. Pedro Pascal turns out that he's not this big cartel guy. I mean, his family is, but he's more like the figurehead, but also kind of the scapegoat then. While his brother is the one actually holding the leash.
His cousin, right?
Oh, his cousin. Sorry, his cousin. Yeah,
I think
his novio, right? No,
they say something else. But
not novio. Sorry, my Spanish is rusty. Anyway. So there's everything is revealed, but they become such good friends during his stay on Mallorca, the island where this takes place, that they go out in a blaze of glory together basically, and it's this long, not very exciting car chase, and I mean for me it felt like an eternity.
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
What, 10 minutes, maybe?
Yeah, basically.
Which is still
because I didn't keep
long.
Checking my watch to like how long is left. We should be like 5 minutes left. What the hell is going on?
I thought it was so uninteresting.
See, the problem I had with it was that it went from this like dramatic comedy sort of thing to like a. What's it called? A bromance movie almost.
Yeah, like almost like a buddy cop, but they're not cops.
Yeah. To a full-blown Nicolas Cage action movie. Or like any action movie, really. Yeah.
Which I guess is part of the whole meta thing where, his life literally becomes a Nicolas Cage movie. Ha ha.
Yeah. Ha ha ha.
Because it's a Nicolas Cage movie about Nicolas Cage.
The thing that bothered me most, and like you said, we're spoiling this completely already.
Fuck it.
It's the whole that Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal's character, what's his name again? Javi Gutierrez.
Gutierrez, right.
Their relationship and their like plot that they start planning this movie script and then they're basically just writing down what's happening to them.
Yeah.
Partly when they're high and partly when they're not, obviously.
Yeah.
And in the end, that is a movie they make. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, it's the end of Tropic Thunder, like literally.
Yeah. Couldn't they have like, I don't know, realized that script sucked and just not gotten it sold? That would have been more fun.
Yeah, it's a cop out that in the end, yeah, because Javi's character, he has already written a script which Nicolas Cage's agent, played by Oh shit, I was gonna say Barney Stinson, but that's not his real name. Jesus Christ.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick Harris.
NPH,
yeah. He received the script, never gave it to Nicolas Cage because it sucked, apparently. So they decide to, also as a ruse for him to stay longer on the island to work for the CIA, they decide to write a new script. And yeah, they start the script writing process by taking acid, or LSD. Well, I guess sort of the same thing.
Yeah.
So the narrative that they start working on is basically this perceived paranoia thing that they have going on, which then turns into real paranoia because Nicolas Cage is trying to spy on Javi while trying to act as his friend, and then trying to work that into the script without him finding out, which sounds very dangerous, which the agents point out. And first of all, it gets messy. You can follow along, but it's still messy. It's
very messy at points.
It's convoluted, unnecessarily so. And it leads to a bunch of scenes where there's literally, I think, 3 or even 4 scenes in a row where Nicolas Cage thinks that the ruse is up, that Javi found out that he's working with CIA.
Yeah.
It's a part in front of the mirror door, which leads into the creepy Nicolas Cage museum.
Yeah.
Which was just reference central. Ugh. And then after that, it's him standing outside of his bedroom door and like, I have to show you something. You have to come along with me.
Yeah.
And this is gonna change our relationship, blah blah blah. And that just means, he brought Nicolas Cage's family to the island so that he can, be with his family and work at the same time. Because,
he had obvious issues. The entire script he was trying to write had things to do with his personal relationship with his daughter. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
When it was actually him looking for an actual kidnapped daughter on the island. The daughter of the president of Catalonia.
Yeah, some politician or something.
Yeah. And
Hat does not like that we're recording right now for some reason.
Yeah, hold it.
Nah, he doesn't like that.
Anyway.
And
that all gets in the way because it's just annoying. It's a basic like thriller comedy stuff. It's not funny.
Yeah.
It's not entertaining. It's very I literally when Pedro Pascal opens the door and he says, "Your family is here." I literally mouthed the words as he opened the door because I knew exactly what was going on. It was, and I'm not good at predicting things. As many movies as I watch, I'm very bad at predicting like plot points. So when I predict something, it's a bad script. And it is just the only times it's actually funny is when Nicolas Cage, the fake version of Nicolas Cage, because this is not the real Nicolas Cage. It's inspired by him.
Sure, but it's also exaggerated based on people's perception of him.
Yeah, so he'll be more funny,
Yeah.
It's only funny when he opens up to Pedro Pascal, to Javi. But at the same time, you're like, that's interesting. That's because we rarely see him open up about himself. But then we don't know how much of it is actually him for real and what is just, for the script, the made up version of the fake version.
Yeah.
So you're just like, is this a moment or, is this just a movie? I don't know. So I was never immersed into those parts either, even though those parts are the funny parts and the exciting parts and the sweet parts, so to speak.
Yeah. But then you throw in this I don't know, alter ego or something, his younger self, a younger version that
of him,
haunts him,
like late 80s version of Nicolas Cage is haunting him basically.
But that's only in for was it 2 scenes?
I remember 2 scenes. I don't know if I slept through another one, but I remember 2 scenes. It's the one in the car in the beginning, and then the bar in Mallorca before he gets kidnapped by FBI.
Oh, there's one more later.
Oh, okay.
That you probably missed.
Yeah.
They're also I thought that would be more of a reoccurring thing.
Yeah.
But no, they just tossed it in when they needed him to, I don't know, do more internal, reflect on himself more, but
it doesn't really do much.
No,
it
didn't do much except for showing off the extra crazy version of him.
Yeah, when he was more gung-ho back then,
Yeah. I guess it's part of him, it's his ego, it's his...
Yeah.
His confidence, I suppose.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Birdman, when Birdman is literally talking to
Ah.
Michael Keaton's character in that movie.
Michael character's character? Yeah.
What's his name? Riggin something. Riggin.
Yeah, something like that.
And like saying like, man, you shouldn't be doing this shitty theater. You should be doing, Birdman 4. You should be a star. It's that.
Yeah.
It's the ego creeping in, telling him to do what the public wants, not what he wants. And it's kind of similar here.
Sure. But they didn't fully utilize it.
No, because it's so brief, and it's
neither to make him
few and
look
far
completely
between.
crazy, which they could have,
Yeah.
or to have him actually realize stuff. Because the only thing is, you have that funny thing that they put in the trailer where he's just screaming that he's Nicolas fucking Cage.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
What he's not contributing at all with his younger self.
No. The only thing that saved those scenes is the fact that he literally makes out with himself.
Yeah.
Which feels like a very Nicolas Cage thing.
Sure.
If he had the chance, he would make out with himself.
Obviously, because he's a great kisser. I mean, yeah, there were some laughs in the movie.
Oh yeah, like
specifically in the beginning.
Funny.
Yeah,
it's very funny because that's when they totally focus on him as a character.
Yeah.
It's a character portrait of him, even if it's fake. He's still funny. It's still interesting.
Yeah. It's as soon as he gets in cahoots with the CSI that we kind of lose CIA, right?
Yeah.
We kind of lose the Nicolas Cage movie and just end up with a run-of-the-mill spy action movie.
Yeah, like literally the first time he has to do a mission for them, sneak in to the command central in Javi's house and bug his cameras.
That was kind of funny, but it was like that bad kind of funny and get smart.
It was forced because before that, all the comedy came from, just like they talked about. Kind of funny. They talked about when they were writing their script, talking about how comedy shouldn't just be two people talking. It should have a story, move forward.
Yeah.
But the really funny parts in the movie is just two people talking. When Javi and Nick is talking, that's the fun. That's the entertaining stuff. And as soon as he started doing the mission, all the excitement just got sucked out of the movie, and they had to force comedy, physical comedy, that he accidentally sedates himself, and has to crawl on the floor, like Leonardo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street when he eats the bad Quaaludes.
The worst part of that was that everyone in the theater fucking loved it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
they were constant, completely laughing out loud. I mean, sure, I did too at some point. In the beginning,
some of it was fun. Yeah,
but after a while, I was you really find that funny?
Yeah, it's
are you sure?
Because it's not going anywhere. It's so base. It's much funnier in the other scenes. Laugh then,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that also kind of took me out of it, because I started realizing that a lot of people are just laughing at the stupid jokes because you're supposed to laugh.
Yeah.
Or are they that dumb?
Which, once again, they kind of make fun of in the movie when Tiffany Haddish explains to him, you have to keep spying for us. And he's like, no, it's going to ruin the script we're writing. Because she wants him to ask him about the kidnapping. So, ask a way to get into the script, And it's we can't add a kidnapping scene. It'll turn into an action thriller. It's not what we want. It's bad. But and then she says it's crowd pleasing.
Yeah.
That's the hook to get people into the theater.
Which is what they did
Which is what they do in the movie. And
in real life, I suppose. This is meta in a weird way.
But it's kind of funny because recently me and Christopher recorded an episode of Madness in the Method where we talked about the movie Adaptation, where Nicolas Cage plays Andy Kaufman. And the story is that Andy Kaufman, who is a real screenwriter and director, he was tasked in the beginning of the 2000s. He was tasked to write an adaptation, a script adaptation of a book called The Orchid Thief, which is a non-fiction book without a plot in it. There's not a structure. There's not a story in it. It's just a book about orchids and the person who grows them.
Okay.
He got such writer's block, and like became so like angst ridden with trying to turn this into a movie. And instead of writing a movie based on the book, he wrote a movie about himself trying to write a script based on that book.
Yeah, which is what. So
he adapted reality, basically.
Yeah.
However, and that one also starts playing then with crowd pleasing hooks and stuff you have to put in a movie to make it a movie that people actually want to go see. That's why a movie about orchids ends up with explosions and a car chase in the end. Yeah. But in that one, for me, I thought it was very clever. But Christopher, he pointed something out that just because you point out that, this is the silly stuff that we just add in there so that the masses will love it, doesn't excuse the fact that you put that dumb stuff in your movie.
Exactly.
Which I completely agree with, but I think you can do it more or less clever. Adaptation did it very, very cleverly, while this movie, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, made it in the dumbest way possible. And it was just like, we need a car chase in the end, and they had a car chase.
Yeah.
It was, and that just sucks all the fun out of the movie.
Yeah.
So.
And also, like, because it also ended up being very confusing because of it. Because the writing, it felt like the script they were writing for Unbearable Weight.
Yeah.
Is the script they end up writing in the movie.
Yeah.
And then just adding the, they're like trying to what's it called, predict the future by making their movie in the movie a massive success.
Yeah. Which is also
is a little bit conceited, I want to say, but I'm not sure that's a word. Well,
it's kind of it is kind of masturbatory. Like, this movie's going to be a huge success because we wrote it as a success.
Exactly.
It's very, I'm so good at this. Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Though luckily, Nicolas Cage doesn't seem to have been involved in writing this movie.
No, he didn't produce
it. Because if he had, it would have been horrible.
Yeah.
Like, that would have just been, I'm making a movie about myself, bringing myself back into the acting world.
Which is so funny, it's not funny, it's ironic. Because, the movie ends with us seeing the fictionalized version of the events that happens in the movie.
Yeah.
So
we're seeing the movie in the movie.
Yeah,
movie.
Exactly. And then it's the end, and everyone stands up and they applaud because, Nicolas Cage made a great movie again. Which, for the general audience, yes, he had spent the last 10 years, even more maybe, making, B-movie crap.
Yeah. The last movie I remember, except for Pig.
Yeah, we'll get
before
to Pig,
that. Is like Ghost Rider, and I never watched that.
Well, that's 2007, and he's made so much trash in between. However, if you know the man, I haven't seen a lot of those. I've seen a couple of those movies, and they're bad. He's always good, though. That's the thing. He's always good. And that's the thing, because he has talked about that, like why he has picked these like low budget. Like, just come out and say it, trash movies. It's because he loves acting. If some guy says, I can't pay you a lot, but I'll give you half my budget, I'll give you $1 million if you take this part in my movie, he'll say yes. Because he loves acting, and he thinks it's cool to give someone a chance to make his movie, because he knows how fun it is to make movies. Which is awesome, but it also, it has affected his superstar
career.
status. Yeah, it has. Not that he seems to care too much, which his character in the movie also doesn't really do. He doesn't really care. But it ends up in the public eye, which he is a public figure because he's an actor, like an A-list. Well, he used to be A-list celebrity actor. You have to maintain a certain status, and not
and persona, I suppose.
Yeah, what you talk about in the movie. You can't make every crap movie. Sometimes you gotta wait a little bit. Wait
give
for
the audience
parts.
something to
wait
long for.
Yeah, long
basically.
for. Yeah, but yeah. But So that's what the general audience is like remember him for, and that's why I think this is supposed to be his big mainstream comeback, sort of, but also not.
It feels like it.
But yeah, I was gonna say the ironic part is that he has done some of his best work in his career in the last few years. They mentioned Mandy. I don't know if have you seen Mandy?
I haven't. I know which one it is.
Yeah, it's a super weird, like avant-garde heavy metal movie, basically.
Yeah.
Where he's not so much acting as he is performing, which he talks about both in interviews and in this movie, that he's more of a performer than an actor, and he's amazing in it. But if you want, just heavy-duty acting from him, last year, my second favorite movie of the year, was Pig. And that might be, like, the best work he has done since 95, when he won an Oscar for Leaving Las Vegas. His performance as Robin in Pig is some of the best acting I've seen in years. It is insane how good that movie is and how good he is in that movie. So sure, that's not maybe the general audience movie, but it got a lot of buzz. It got a lot of like people talking about it. That is this movie in the end of Massive Talent that, he wants to show people. It should have been Pig, not the crap shit they're doing in this movie, Massive Talent.
Yeah, after watching Massive Talent, I'm almost ashamed to think that Pig and Massive Talent have the same main actor. Like,
well, it's not
he
that
should.
bad.
but like, it's Pig is a masterpiece.
Yes, it is. It's a bona fide masterpiece.
Barely blockbuster junk.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. I don't think he's bad in it.
No, he's not bad, but the script is bad. The story is bad.
Terrible, yeah.
The idea is horrible. Like, even...
No, the idea is good. It's when they... Because, Nicolas Cage starring Nicolas Cage is good, yeah.
Yes.
It's when they actually wrote it into a script that it became terrible. Because, we only have 40 minutes. The CIA wants him to be a spy also. So we can get an hour out of that. But I also hate
the part of him trying to write a movie with Pedro Pascal's character.
Yeah.
That's just I mean, it just makes it more...
It should have just...
adding on to him trying to showcase that, I'm a great actor. I'm like, fuck off.
It should have just been them hanging out at his estate, doing acid or drinking, and writing the script, and talking about, because there's this brief moments where they talk about the woman that Javi is in love with, Pascal's character, but he can't really, because of his mix up with the cartel, he can't really reveal his love. And of course we get a lot of they talk a lot about Nicolas Cage's daughter in this movie and how she feels alienated because whenever they hang out, all he really talks about are movies, because he loves movies, which I love about him. And I know that in real life too. He loves movies.
Does he have a daughter in real life?
I actually don't know. I think so. Yeah, I think he has a couple of kids actually. And that's also like something that is so admirable about him, because there are a lot of actors that aren't like really into movies. I mean, they watch movies like a regular person, but they're not really into it. It's more like, I love acting, but I don't watch a lot of movies. Nicolas Cage has said and says in this movie also that he loves to watch movies.
Well, yeah,
and it's just like there's more things to love about him as a person. He gets like obsessed over old movies. It's so amazing. And I wish we had more of that in the movie. Them hanging out, opening up about their feelings to each other, and coming to understand what's wrong with themselves. And you can even have the thing where Javi flies out Nicolas Cage's family, and it gets super awkward for a while.
Yeah.
But then this gives him time to actually spend time with them and work. And it could have been, I guess it would have been more of a drama comedy than an action comedy, but I think that would have been a lot more entertaining.
That would have been much better. I would rather have them, even if they had to be drunk or high, playing truth or dare, talking about their feelings, discussing perhaps not writing a script, but at least discussing his script that Javi had written already.
Yeah,
and maybe like actually going through that and Nicolas Cage showing off some of his massive talent.
Yeah, and of course,
filmmaking.
They could end up in silly situations where they could reference
because they're
Nicolas
high or
Cage
drunk.
movies, or he can use like prior knowledge from his film knowledge to get out of situations or whatever. They can still do that part, but just skip the whole CIA thing. It ruins everything.
Even skip the whole cartel thing, and you don't need to have that sort of threat.
It could just be that. Yeah, it could just be that Javi is this rich guy who runs this massive corporation. Like, on the outside, he is like, the perfect Renaissance man, but inside he's super awkward about it. Like, because all he does, just like Nicolas Cage, all he does is work. That's why he's so successful. But that has hampered his social life. Just like Nicolas Cage is struggling to connect with his family, Javi struggles to express his feelings for Gabriela.
They could have even thrown in like a hitch moment where Nicolas Cage shows Javi how to seduce a woman or something. Yeah. I don't know, like
throw in a little rom-com in there. Yeah, why not? Don't turn it into an action movie
than action.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is, do you have the IMDb page up?
Yes.
The guys who wrote this movie.
Tom Gormican and Kevin Etten.
Yeah, once again, this is gonna make me sound very elitist and like I know more than I actually do, but whatever, I don't care. I think they know Nicolas Cage, the meme, more than Nicolas Cage, the character. They know that, not the bees, and they know, I want that cake. They know all that stuff. They know all the stuff you see on Reddit, the whole Nicolas Cage is God subreddit, whatever it is. I don't think it exists anymore. It does. They know that part, but
like the first guy, Tom Gormican.
Yeah.
He has 3 writing credits.
Yeah.
That Awkward Moment from 2014.
The one with Miles Teller.
Yes.
Ugh, I haven't seen
the
it.
TV show Ghosted.
Oh. And then this.
He created it and then wrote like one episode or something. Yeah. And then Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Another guy.
He's directed An Awkward Moment and The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Okay.
And he acted in That Awkward Moment. Okay, so he has done nothing.
Yeah, which, doesn't mean he's...
No. Doesn't mean he's bad, but
because the guy who wrote and directed Pig had never done anything other than like shorts before Pig. True, still, yeah, okay, I get it, yeah.
And then the other dude, he has 14 credits as a producer and 14 credits as a writer.
Anything you'd recognize?
Bunch of TV shows.
Yeah.
He was story editor for Desperate Housewives. He wrote a couple of episodes for Reaper, which I didn't like that show. 2 episodes for Scrubs.
Oh, okay.
Son of Zorn, 1 episode. Workaholics, a few episodes. He was on Ghosted, of course, with the other dude.
But nothing that super sticks out.
No.
Yeah.
1 TV movie. Canned.
I don't know what that is.
No, me neither, from 2009.
Yeah, and it feels like... Because I also, for many, many years, mostly knew him as, Nicolas Cage, the meme, the Rage Cage guy.
I only knew Not the Bees. That's all I knew, basically.
yeah, but then, like... like 7 or 8 years ago. No. When we were on a family vacation to Greece. Was that 2010?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So about 10 years ago, 12 years ago then. I knew him as the meme guy, but then I bought Wicker Man because, oh my god, it's the movie, it's the Not the Beast movie. I found it in a Greek, like, I don't know, like
grocery store or something.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna buy that. Why not? While I'm here, I watched that and like, oh yeah, it's, and then that movie is fucking amazing because he is full on, meme in that movie.
Oh yeah,
but
that's one of the few I have seen actually, and I remember enjoying it at least.
Yes. But it was while watching that I got so, like, I wanted to see more of Nicolas Cage, and I discovered some more of his meme movies, you know, all the bad movies, but I also saw some of his better movies, and even if I didn't do like a lot of research back then, I started to get more of it like, oh wait, he's actually a good actor. Okay, in some stuff, he's not just a silly guy who's doing Ghost Rider and Wicker Man and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then 2017, when I watched Vampire's Kiss for the first time, that's when I realized, wait, this guy's a genius. Like legit an acting, performing genius. And that's when I started doing like a lot of research on him. And since then I've been like a huge fan of him and realized that there's so much more than just the meme stuff. It's so much more than just twins.
Yeah.
And I wish that we saw more of the actual like talented, the massive talent guy in this movie. Because that stuff is honestly more interesting and entertaining than the meme stuff.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
Because that's him actually performing.
Yeah. So I hope... I knew that we were going to get mostly, you know, the silly Rage Cage guy. Because it's that kind of movie, of course. And, you know, that's what people like. But I thought there would be a little bit of insight, more of an insight into him as an actual person.
Yeah.
But I knew also that he is kind of cagey about revealing too much about himself. Haha, sorry.
Haha.
So I also thought, like, how much is he actually going to tell us? I don't think we're going to get to know too much. No. But whatever. I don't know. Yeah, so
I'm looking at his like upcoming projects that are announced on IMDb. First of all, he's doing like 3 projects in 2022.
Yeah, he's always doing at least one movie a year. There are some.
One of them's a TV mini show though, and I'm so scared of that one. He plays Joe Exotic in the untitled Joe Exotic project.
He has said though in he did like an undercover social media thing for like Esquire or some magazine, you know, all the videos, you know, where he went undercover onto Twitter and stuff, and he actually talks about that. And he says, in that at least, he like kind of brushes over it, but he's like, I'm glad that's not happening anymore.
Okay, so that it's just marked announced though.
Yeah, so I think that might not happen anymore. It might, you know, but from what he says, it's not really happening anymore, which I'm glad, because it sounds silly. Like, nobody cares about Tiger King anymore.
No, after the second season, after the first season, people were like, we don't need more.
It was a flash in the pan. It's over.
That was a early pandemic fling, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
However, he is playing Dracula in Renfield, probably. And I'm sort of scared of that.
I'm very much looking forward to that, because he is a huge Dracula and just vampire in general fan. So I think that could be a lot of fun.
But I'm also afraid of what kind of Dracula he could be.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of movie it is. Hopefully it's a serious movie that lets him, you know, unrestrains him a little bit and lets him go wild a little bit.
Looking at the cast list, I'm afraid it might be more comedy.
Oh no. Who's in it?
Well, we have Ben Schwartz.
Oh.
Well, Aquafina.
Oh.
We have Nicholas Hoult. He can be both comedy and not. Yeah. So, and I cannot pronounce her name. Sorore Ahadashlu. She's done serious stuff. Whatever. I know her face.
Hold on, I'll look it up.
Yeah,
I think I recognize the name. I'm not sure.
Yeah. She's gonna play Ella in Renfield.
Oh, Shora Agdashlo.
Yeah, isn't that what I said?
Yeah, she's good, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it could be a bit of both, but I mean, Ben Schwartz could also just be comic relief. I don't know.
Sure. And even if it's just a comedy, that's a good cast, you know?
Sure, it could be exciting, but I'm still scared it's gonna be super campy, over the top, like Nicolas Cage playing Dracula kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, where he goes too far.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll see.
I don't know. Unfortunately, this movie has kind of left a bad taste in my mouth for his acting career.
Yeah, and that's...
It honestly kind of, like, Pedro Pascal is a good actor, and even him, I'm like, dude, you agreed to do this?
I think this was actually... Yeah, he agreed to do this before he exploded with the Mandalorian, that's why.
Sure.
Because this is probably... this is something they, like, probably signed up to do in, like, 2018 or something, just before he became, like, a superstar. Because of... what was it he blew up with? Was it Mandalorian? No, people talked about him before that, didn't they?
I mean, he's been in a lot of things.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of stuff. I mean, I've seen him in stuff before that. I mean, I guess...
Wasn't his, like, big break, though, in Narcos?
Narcos, maybe. Game of Thrones, that was the first time I heard about him, I think.
Alright, he was in Game of Thrones as well.
Yeah. Either way, like, yeah, if this was a movie actually being made now, I don't think they would have get Pedro Pascal. I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, it's it's unfortunate that the movie isn't better than it is, because it had massive potential and it had massive talent in it, so
they just kind of...
They botched it.
Botched the script.
Yeah. Which is bad, because people shouldn't watch this. They should watch fucking Pig. They should watch The Family Man. They should watch Snake Eyes. They should watch Matchstick Man, or even something a little newer. Yeah, you said Pig, but what else has he done that's like good recently? He did Dog Eat Dog is good. He has a small role in Snowden, the Snowden movie, which I thought was good. Like,
I guess
that. Mandy, of course, Mandy.
It's Nicolas Cage's own fault, though.
I don't want to. I don't want to say that, but yeah, I guess because he agreed to do it.
For agreeing on doing the shit, basically. That's his fault.
Yeah. But that's, like we said in the beginning, that's kind of his thing. Like, he saw that these guys, especially that guy who's only made TV stuff or barely made anything, the first guy.
Yeah.
Like, this was his big break, his chance to make a movie, a real movie with a real Hollywood star in it. And he's like, sure, I'll help you. Why not? That's what I do. So it's admirable, but it turned out to be one of those bad movies.
I don't know, gone through the script and changed some stuff together. I don't know, something.
I don't think but that's also not his thing. Like he respects.
He just does whatever.
He respects the artist. Sure.
Yeah, I suppose.
He adds his stuff to it, but he won't start changing things. That's not his style.
I guess.
Which is both good and bad. Like this movie is a microcosm of his entire career. Like, yeah, he's good in it. It's admirable that he would do a movie like this with unseasoned guys, but that's also kind of what has turned him into a C-list actor.
Yeah.
And why people kind of see him more as a joke or a meme than an actual great actor and performer as he is.
Yes, and contrary to what they want or try to manifest by the ending of this movie, I don't think that this movie will be a great success.
No, I don't think. There's not even a lot of like funny moments that could become memes in this.
Except for the I'm Nicolas fucking Cage thing, but that's already become a meme, sort of.
Yeah.
And died.
Yeah. That's it. Unfortunately. Yeah, that's gonna have to be it, man. There's gonna be a short episode.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's just
we're as bummed as you. There's not a lot to say about it, to be honest. And yeah. Because it isn't a lot. Don't see it, to be honest. Don't waste your time. It's a short enough movie, but don't waste your time.
No, you know what? Rent it. If you really want to see it, rent it when it comes out on digital or whatever. It's not worth the going to the cinema, sitting down in a bunch of smelly assholes next to you laughing at stupid jokes. Yeah, watch it at home if you want to watch it.
Yeah.
That's my recommendation. Watch it at home.
I agree. I agree.
And Nicolas Cage, if you ever hear this, I would love to talk to you and have you on our Nicolas Cage podcast. That would be amazing. I might have sounded a little harsh here, but I'm a huge admirer of your work. So,
there's still a lot of amazing movies
you've done more good than bad. definitely, so...
But unfortunately, it's the bad stuff that sticks in people's minds.
Yeah. So anyway, that's going to have to be it.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much for listening. If you like the show, hit follow or heart or whatever on any platform that you're listening to this on. If you're on YouTube, of course, subscribe. If you want to listen to this episode early, because we're recording this on Monday, and we're also going to release this on Monday, if you listen to this on Patreon, because for $3 a month, you get an extra episode every week, usually a companion piece to our free episode. You also get monthly commentary tracks. This month, we are releasing our Evil Dead Remake commentary track.
Oh, yes.
You also get early access to my Nicolas Cage podcast, a bunch of stuff for just $3 a month. Help us in our independent podcasting adventure. And help yourself to some awesome bonus features. Yeah. So if you're listening to this on YouTube or any of the free platforms, you're listening to this on the 29th, Saturday the 29th. But you could have listened to this on Monday the 25th. So
unless perhaps you found us via one of our socials and you became a patron, then thank you very much.
Exactly. Thank you very much for being a patron. Yeah, because this is being early. This is an early release on Patreon. So I should also say in this episode, thank you so much if you're listening to this on Patreon. Thank you for supporting us on Patreon.
Yes.
Tell all your friends. But that's gonna have to be it. Once
Yes.
again, thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode when we're going to talk about what?
I forgot.
We're actually doing a new Marvel movie for once.
Oh, right! We're doing a Marvel movie for
We're
once.
doing Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness or whatever.
Madness in the Multi... I don't know what
It's
it's
going to be
called.
so much fun
That one.
to talk shit about it. But we'll see you then. And until then, have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. The Spoilercast is part of Please Don't Make a Scene. It's hosted by Tobias and Rebecca Vedén, produced by Tobias Vedén. Executive producer is Annika Vedén. Direction and sound editing by Tobias Vedén. A big thank you to all our supporters over on Patreon for keeping this show going. Rasmus Jonsson, Laura Kinney, Mom and Dad.